Tonight I'm going to talk about a very scary topic. The contract between souls. You might be thinking to yourself, the contract between souls? Nah, I don't want to hear about that. Just wait. You might learn something pretty amazing and fascinating tonight. As you know, I don't just deliver amazing insights. I also make sure to fascinate and to give you amazing inspiration with the great insights which I share. The contract between souls. We've been programmed, we've been conditioned, we've been indoctrinated to believe that just can't be. Can't be. There's villains and there's victims. There's perpetrators and there's innocent bystanders. Makes us feel better that way. We pray to God that the perpetrators, the villains, should be punished and that the victims should be rescued. That's what we do. That's what we are encouraged to do from a very young age. If you do the research and you're open-minded, you come to the realization that that just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. Now, it's a familiar and it's a comfortable and it's the known reality to believe that there's villains and victims. There's poor victims who suffered in vain, and there's the villain who needs to be obliterated, deleted, erased, and punished. But there's a different kind of balance of power which is actually taking place here. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Jessica has life experience here. Let's face it. Jessica had everything taken away from her. Jessica had pretty scary and pretty awful things said about her in order to keep her offsprings away from her. So perhaps Jessica's somebody we need to stop and listen to over here. It's a good idea, because that is actually the case, but it's more than that. It's not just me. I realized a very interesting phenomenon whilst looking at victims and villains. I've noticed that for many victims, every single day is all about courage. Every single day is another courageous day, how they carry on, how they are able to move forward and move along. And this made me realize that as a past victim myself, I could tell you that moving along takes a lot of courage, a lot of effort, and a lot of resilience to do. And so it's not just a case of an innocent victim who's poor, innocent, and we need to really embrace them and hug them and care for them. It's not just as simple as that. Bear in mind that as a past victim myself, I've seen very little compassion in my life. I've had to have a lot of compassion towards myself, but from the people outside of me in general, I've seen very few people who were compassionate towards me, who saw me as a person worth seeing their side. It was much, much easier for people to see me as a perpetrator. You came along, you wanted to be transgender. That's something which flies in the face of something which we believe in, which keeps us secure and within our boundaries. So we could throw whatever we could at you. and hopefully something will stick and will keep you away, will keep you at bay. That's been my experience for the most part. And, doing the research, I've begun to realize that there is parameters at play here which are a little bit more complicated than they appear. There's some variables at play here which have to do with a soul contract. Now, don't get the wrong message here. Please don't get the wrong understanding here. I would support a victim like a drop of a hat. I have compassion. I have sympathy for victims. I've been there myself. I know what it means to be betrayed, to be neglected, to be deserted, to be forgotten and thrown out with the trash. Bear in mind that I'm not just a past victim. I'm also a person who has seen very little compassion in most people in my life. Even after years and years, there hasn't been a change. So I know what it means to be persecuted. I know what it means to be rejected, forgotten, deserted, and thrown out with yesterday's trash. I know that. Nonetheless, I know something else. I learned something else in my amazing life experience. And that is that there are soul contracts. There was a contract which was signed between me and the people who persecuted me. There was a contract I signed in order to gain in this lifetime, in order to move along the trajectory of this particular lifetime, to ascend, to transcend, and to be ready for my next level. And those people who did what they did to me will come along and embrace me when this is over. When this lifetime is over, after I finish the next 57 and a half years, those people will come along and embrace me. I'm very sure about that. I'm certain. So living on these parameters has given me great insights and great healing as well. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Jessica, do you realize what you're doing here? You're going down some kind of route here which could really throw you into a pit, right? You're going to come along and say that people like, Saddam Hussein, who really persecuted people. Yeah, I'm using him as an example. Who really persecuted people. You're going to tell me that he had a soul contract with his victims? Like I said, it's complicated. There are some variables here. But this life, as a spiritual person, you begin to realize that this life is not the first life you lived, and it's not going to be the last life you lived. And this life is not permanent. Nobody needs proof to know that this life is not permanent. We are not immortal beings. We come and we go. Even people who persecuted you don't live forever. And every night they go to sleep. And they have to do they have bodily functions too. So there's no way you could tell me that it's permanent. That is the point in all of this. When you realize that you're on a spiritual path, you have a certain kind of clarity and maturity, and you're able to succinctly express and articulate this beautiful, amazing clarity. And it becomes very clear to you, and life becomes a bliss thereafter. That's my message today. I look forward to your amazing comments. I've seen some amazing commenters in the last few days, and I'm super excited to share my great news, which I saw this morning. I have stepped over the 18,000 view mark, which is a huge milestone for me, because last year when I removed about 200 videos, I went down from over 20,000 viewers down to under 12,000. So within a year, we've made a comeback, and I'm back up to 18,000, and I'm almost up to 20,000. And my video on Parallel Universe has almost reached the 3,000 viewer mark, which is a huge milestone for me. I'm excited for it. I'm also excited over the fact that my video on Nikola Tesla is this close to reaching to 1,000, that means that my insights are being viewed, they're being shared, and they're making an impact. They're having an impact on people. And I love having a positive impact on people. I love serving others, to do my duty for the universe, for God. And through God's grace and kindness, I'm already seeing the amazing rewards. I wanted to mention something very interesting, and I'm going to leave you off with this. I spoke to my sister a couple of hours ago, and she said to me, Jessica, okay, she doesn't refer to me by name. She said to me, you need to really talk about gratitude, about being grateful to God for the amazing things God does for you. Many of you probably know that over the course of the last 2 months, and more than that, I've begun to write a gratitude journal. And I don't just write a gratitude journal. On one side of the page, this is a great tip to get things mobilized and working in your life. On one side of the page, I write 5 things I'm grateful for that happened that day. And on the other side of the page, I write 1 thing which I'm grateful for and 5 reasons why I am grateful for that 1 thing. And it puts your brain to work. And I've seen great results. I've seen great results as a result. I also share a separate 1 plus 5, which is what I call it, with my sister. It's always a separate one. It's never the same. So it's a total of 6 gratitudes, 2 of which I have to give 5 reasons for. And I've seen the amazing benefits, the amazing results as a result. And my sister has also seen amazing benefits. My sister's been doing this for about 7 years, and she's seen unbelievable miracles happen in her life. It's just amazing. God really rewards those who see the good in his amazing planet, on his amazing planet, and see the good in his work. I've seen it myself. We have a godly spark within us. We are part of Source. I look forward to your amazing comments. I look forward to your amazing, so press on the subscribe button. I very much still believe that I will get to my 43rd birthday with the 1,000 subscribers to my channel. I fully believe in it. Last week it was put out as a crazy pipe dream, but I'm telling you, I believe in it. Through God's grace, through the grace of the universe, it'll happen. I love you all. I look forward to seeing your great comments. Have a great week ahead. Can't wait to see your thoughts and comments.